Dun 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 Cloud Kill. Hi and welcome back.
Dude, to be honest, I don't even know how I should feel about what we just saw there. Like, I feel like I should be kind of impressed, but at the same time, I don't know, dude. Like, just some part of me wants to die inside. But anyway, guys, I hope you all are having a great day today because we are about to witness one of the funniest fanboy videos I have ever seen on YouTube. But before we get started here, I just want to make this abundantly clear. This video is in no way bashing the PlayStation 5. The entire point of this video is simply to laugh at some of the dumbest fanboy logic I think I've ever heard on the internet, bro. Like, regardless of what platform you play on, I think we can all on some level appreciate the absolute stupidity we're about to witness here. Now, you may be noticing a similarity between the title of this video and a video I uploaded earlier this week. And well, if you thought that this PlayStation 5 fanboy having a mental breakdown was bad...
Oh my goodness. So, everyone's been hitting me up talking about,
Lucas, have you heard the news? Microsoft bought Bethesda. What do you have to say about that? What do you have to say about that now?
The dude we're about to watch here is probably 10 times worse, man. Like, in all honesty, this has to be one of the funniest fanboy videos I've seen in a very long time. So, I don't really think this video needs much more introduction. The title of the video we're going to be watching here is Microsoft buys ZeniMax Media Bethesda Angry Rant. And I just really love how rant is in all caps, dude. It just really sets the tone of this video and what we could expect to come in a couple minutes here. But anyway, guys, you know, without further ado here, sit back, relax, and let's check out this absolute mental breakdown from an angry man-child.
And I kind of had to process everything that happened yesterday. There was some gigantic news that basically shook a lot of people, even me, and I'm like, what? What?
Okay, so right off the bat, there are two things that are really distracting to me, aside the massive wall of virginity behind him. You know, on the shelf, there's this little anime girl. I don't know why. I keep looking at it. Maybe I'm actually a weeb or some shit. I don't know, man. But the camera, like, keeps zooming in and out, which is really fucking distracting. Like, I don't know. I probably have, like, ADHD or some shit. And in all honesty, bro, like, my eyes are just, like, fucking focused on that shit. Whenever that camera, like, zooms in and out, I just cannot help. I get, like, fucking triggered, bro. Like, I cannot stop focusing on it. I'm not even listening to what this dude's saying half the time. I just see the camera go in and out, dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking weird or some shit. But anyway, back to the video.
Microsoft basically bought a shit ton of pretty big IPs and studios like Bethesda and ID Software, etc. IPs like Prey, Doom, Quake, Fallout, the Elder Scrolls series are now owned by Microsoft. So in theory, Microsoft could potentially make all these games exclusive to their Game Pass and PC and Xbox, and we will not see Elder Scrolls 6 on the PlayStation 5, not the new Doom on PlayStation 5, Starfield that they were working on, not on PlayStation 5. I'm not saying that is the truth, because Phil Spencer said that everything that's available right now on the systems will still be available on the systems, and they're going to look at it case by case if they want to port their games to another console, another system. But Todd Howard from Bethesda said that all Bethesda games will still come out on every system available. It's really, really weird.
Yeah, given Todd Howard's exquisite record of being 100% honest and, like, sticking to his promises, I don't think I'm gonna go with that shit. I mean, at this point, dude, I'd go ahead and place your bets it's gonna happen. Like, Microsoft is not gonna turn down that marketing potential. The entire reason they bought this is to move consoles and to move Game Pass subscriptions, whether that be on the console itself or on PC. So at this point, dude, it's all but confirmed. Like, didn't somebody from Bethesda come out and say, like, what Microsoft has, Sony can't, or something like that? And on top of that, Microsoft has come out and said, we're gonna judge this on a case-by-case basis, which is corporate speak for every game that hasn't been announced for the PlayStation 5 at this point isn't coming, but anything that has been announced for it will come still. That's basically all they're saying at this point. On the other hand, you literally have Sony in a position right now where they are paying developers not to aid with development, not to acquire studios, but to simply prevent those games from coming to Xbox, bro. Like, that is literally what they're doing right now. I mean, literally, some of the Bethesda games that Microsoft is now going to own have exclusivity contracts with Sony for a certain amount of time because Sony wanted to pay to keep them off the Xbox, bro. Like, look at Final Fantasy 16, for example. I guarantee you that game would have come to Xbox if Sony hadn't have come over with, like, a big-ass stack of cash and said, we will pay you to not release this game on Xbox, dude. Like, with that considered, why the fuck would Microsoft do them any favors? Why would they give them any of their games that they now own that they don't have to, dude? It makes absolutely zero sense.
But still, it kind of freaking, it annoys me because this is exactly why rich and big companies especially in the gaming industry, are kind of suck. It's really annoying.
So massive rich companies kind of suck, dude. It's kind of annoying according to this guy. But, you know, when I think of massive rich companies in the gaming industry, I think of Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, EA, and Activision, all right? But can you take a guess what the only company out of those 5 that this dude has a problem with is? I mean, just go ahead, place your bets. I'm pretty sure you have a good idea of who it's gonna be, but just in case you're having a little bit of trouble here, all right? I'll give you a little hint, okay? Every single other company in this list, if they have exclusive titles, if they purchase a studio, it's perfectly fine. But when this one particular company does it, it's the end of the fucking world. Can you take a guess? I don't know, man. I think that massive wall of virginity back there kind of made it a little bit too obvious, if you ask me.
Like, especially like a huge company like Microsoft.
Wow, didn't see that one coming.
Where Nintendo and Sony, I guess if you want to see it in that way, they built up their reputation with talent, they built up their reputation with creativity, and I guess the love for gaming, with developers who really love Nintendo or Sony, they want to work with them, or they want to create games for them.
That's right, man. Only Microsoft is in this for the money, dude. You know, Sony and Nintendo, they're just in it for the love of games, man. They don't care about the money. They're just here to put out as many great games as humanly possible because they're just that passionate about the video game industry. They obviously don't care about the money whatsoever. I mean, PlayStation, for example, was created by Sony in the 90s, when at the time Sony was the largest consumer electronics company in the world. I mean, you cannot tell me that Sony just saw gaming as an opportunity to enter into a new market and improve profitability. Obviously not. Dude. They entered into the gaming scene because they were passionate about what they were doing. They saw a vision for what gaming could be, and they did everything in their power to make that dream a reality. They didn't care about money whatsoever along the way. And the same with Nintendo, dude. They transitioned from making toys into making video game consoles because obviously they were just doing it out of the passion in their hearts, dude. I mean, if you really think about it, Sony and Nintendo, for everything they've done for the video game industry, they should be treated as charities at this point, dude. They shouldn't even have to pay taxes because in all honesty, they're so selfless. They did this out of the kindness of their heart and just built their reputation up as companies that care about nothing except the games they're making. But not Microsoft. Fuck those greedy motherfuckers.
And then eventually, like Insomniac, Sony sort of embraces them and buy them. Even though Insomniac was basically always making games for the PlayStation.
Bruh. Oh, Sony buying a $200 million company? Perfectly fine, dude. You know, making their games exclusive. You know, it's fine. You know, it's Sony, okay? We can give them a pass. PlayStation, obviously, is this dude shit? I don't think he's even hiding that fact. But Microsoft, when they want to buy an entire publisher with multiple development studios underneath it, you know, that's where we draw the line, man. Because Microsoft has not earned that right yet, dude. Because this man is single-handedly the gatekeeper of what multi-billion, or should I say multi-trillion-dollar companies like Microsoft can spend their money on, dude, because obviously this man is like the fucking go-to expert when it comes to companies purchasing video game studios or publishers, dude, because obviously this man is the expert in the field. But how much do you want to bet if Sony was buying Bethesda and the roles were reversed? This dude would be like fucking creaming in his shorts right now. This motherfucker would probably go full-blown Star Wars soy boy on us.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
But Microsoft is like, yeah, we don't have enough talent, yeah, we don't have enough teams, we don't really know what to do. You know what? Instead of building a reputation of a company making really good and a lot of incredible IPs and exclusives, just like Nintendo and Sony, we're just gonna buy everything we see.
I mean, to be honest, that sounds like a much better business plan. Like, Microsoft is trying to make money. Obviously, they're not going to sit back and be like, yeah, we could wait 7 or 8 years to get all of our studios up and running and everything like that and have a consistent flow of video games coming out. Or we could go ahead and spend some money now and go ahead and cross that bridge at the moment and then continue to develop our new studios in the background as well while we have a consistent flow of already quality content from established developers within the industry. You know, this is the difference between people who know what the fuck they're doing in business versus some random, you know, pseudo-intellectual on YouTube who thinks they know what's good for a company the size of Microsoft. Like, dude, if you were really this ingenious, you would be calling the shots, man. I'm sure they would love to have you if you really were as smart as you thought you were, but the reality is you're not, man. Like, all these console fanboys, like, it's a very common trend I noticed. They all think they could manage these console manufacturers better than the people they already have in charge, but yet most of these motherfuckers, like this guy wearing some anime t-shirt in front of a wall of video games, probably in his basement or some shit, instead of actually working at a multi-billion-dollar or multi-trillion-dollar company like Microsoft. I wonder why the executives at those companies don't really take people like this too seriously. I mean, I really just can't put my finger on it, dude.
Who gives a shit? Hop-ka-pam! 7.5 billion for Bethesda and ZeniMax and whatever. We don't give a shit. I mean, we have hundreds of billions of dollars. We can buy everything we want. We just buy the reputation. Kabam! These games are now only on the Xbox. Screw you, Nintendo and Sony.
Wait, so let me get this straight, man, all right? I just want to make sure I'm understanding this. Microsoft is using what they have at their disposal to their advantage to compete with their biggest competitors within the video game industry. Am I getting this right, man? Because honestly, I cannot imagine a world where a company might compete with its competitors in order to dominate that market. What type of fucking wizardry is this shit? Microsoft must be stopped right now, guys. We as gamers need to unite and rise up to destroy this menace in the video game industry that thinks that they can just toss around money and buy exclusives. Oh wait, Sony does the same exact fucking thing. You already know if Sony had the same type of fuck you money that Microsoft does, they wouldn't just be buying timed exclusive deals for video games. They would be outright purchasing a lot of these companies. It's just, you know, Microsoft has a much bigger wallet to work with. And when you compare the two companies, Microsoft is like 10 times the size, if not more, than Sony. So unlucky as fuck, bro.
Building up your reputation for years. Who gives a shit? We just buy it. And it kind of makes me a little bit fearful, like, when is this gonna end? Microsoft has been buying quite a lot of companies, and up until now, they were kind of small companies. Like, Obsidian is pretty good, I guess. They make really good games. And Ninja Theory was definitely sort of a backstab, in my opinion.
How is that a backstab? Microsoft made them an offer, the studio was happy with it, they accepted the offer and joined Microsoft, dude. Like, how the fuck is that a backstab? I guess you know it's a backstab when Sony bought Insomniac Games because the Xbox never got Sunset Overdrive 2, but you don't care because it's not PlayStation.
Because I loved Enslaved, I loved Heavenly Sword, and Hellblade seems to be a really good game, but nope, it's now exclusive to the Game Pass.
I mean, just in case you guys were having any doubts that this dude was a fucking PlayStation fanboy, I think that basically clears it up, man. I don't know, dude. I think the wall of virginity behind him kind of gave that shit away, but, you know, he has a problem when games go exclusive to Xbox, but when they're exclusive to PlayStation, it's perfectly fine, man. Exclusives are only okay when it's on my favorite piece of plastic.
And Xbox and PC and whatever, but buying such a huge ass multi-platform company is really a big move in my opinion. And then we have companies like Capcom, Square Enix. I don't know, in theory they could buy all the companies they want, and that really makes me kind of fearful and makes me very angry.
Dude, you already know, like, this rage would be turned into excitement if Sony had the same opportunity. Like, if it was Sony announcing that they bought Bethesda, if they bought Square Enix or something else, this dude would literally be jumping up and down, screeching like a little child on Christmas, dude. Like, he would be so excited, but because it's the other piece of plastic that he doesn't like as much, you know, that it's the problem. I mean, I just really find the hypocrisy amazing. This dude's entire wall is fucking loaded with PlayStation exclusives. exclusives, a lot of which are third-party exclusives that Sony literally just paid the company to keep off of other platforms. But Microsoft is the evil one for applying that same strategy, but actually having money in the bank to, you know, say, well, we're not just gonna buy the video games, we're gonna buy the motherfucking publisher, dude, because we're Microsoft. So, you know, can you really be mad that they're following in Sony's footsteps? And I mean, Microsoft is at least doing something a little bit more positive in that regard. They're not forcing you to buy an Xbox. You can still go get a PC and play all the games there as well. So, you know, it's a lot better than Sony basically saying, well, this game you can only play on PlayStation 5, and if you don't like that, get fucked, dude.
Because especially Nintendo has been working so hard for so many years, tens of years, to build up a reputation of a company who releases a lot of incredible good games, and now just Microsoft basically has more IPs. In theory, Microsoft now has more bigger IPs than even Sony. It's really freaking annoying. It really fucking annoyed the shit out of me. And it should stop.
Dude, like, this guy is so fucking ass blasted right now. Like, he is literally triggered that Microsoft is able to afford more studios than Sony. Like, get fucked, dude. Unlucky as fuck, bro. I mean, I don't know what to say, but it's just honestly funny to watch this dude, like, fucking slip into insanity as his rage takes control over the fact that Microsoft is literally dunking the fuck on Sony right now. Because, like, the two companies, like I've said before in previous videos, they're not even comparable, bro. You're talking about Microsoft, the number 2 most valuable company on planet Earth, versus Sony, a company worth $100 billion, and Microsoft has more cash than that in the fucking bank right now. So it's not even a comparison between the two, but I think it's just funny, man. These fanboys actually get fucking triggered so easily. But you know, at least the title of this video was pretty fucking accurate, dude. This is definitely an angry rant.
If you want to buy a small upcoming company, you know, I can understand that. Like, I can really understand that. I can understand that Sucker Punch, Insomniac, Naughty Dog, whatever, at some point in time, Guerrilla Games, that Sony buys them. I can understand that Nintendo funds games like Bayonetta and Astral Chain because they see a market in it. They want to please their hardcore fans. I can definitely see it, but why buy such a huge-ass multi-platform company that has such big names like Fallout, Doom, and Elder Scroll?
Wait, are you seriously asking the question why they want an established studio and publisher that has a bunch of different development teams that have a tested track record, a great portfolio of IPs, and on top of that, have a lot of industry-leading technology? For example, you know, id Software has their id Tech engine, which Call of Duty runs on. I don't really even know why this is a question, dude. They're literally buying studios to fill up Game Pass and provide a steady flow of content. Why would you not buy an established studio that can provide that better than, like, some piss-ass little studio that's gonna take 4 to 5 years to get going and put out their next project? So it literally makes no sense. You're just fucking triggered that, you know, your precious little PlayStation isn't gonna get these games anymore, dude. You know, I just really love it, to be honest. Like, I know it sucks for, like, normal people who play on PlayStation, and I want to make that distinction, all right? If you're just a normal human being, you enjoy playing on PlayStation, I kind of feel bad for you, to be honest. Like, I think it sucks that you may have to go out and buy additional hardware to play a game like Elder Scrolls 6. But motherfuckers like PlayStation fanboys, like the person we're seeing on screen right now, that sit here and brag about how great Sony is, the people that brag about exclusives all the time, the people that celebrate when Sony pays to keep content off of other platforms because, you know, they are such pathetic human beings that somehow they get actual validation out of the fact that other people cannot play a fucking video game. You know, those motherfuckers, you just really love to see it, dude, because for years they've bragged about Sony doing this exact same thing, but the second Microsoft claps back harder than Sony could ever hope to, these dudes can't handle it whatsoever, and they go into complete fucking mental breakdown mode and start screeching and moaning how exclusives are bad, dude. How could Microsoft ever do something like this? But when Sony does it, it's 100% fine. You really just love to see it.
And potentially limited to one system just to sort of force people to buy the Xbox Series X, because that is how I look at it. They are trying to make me forceful by their fucking product.
Dude, I'm honestly kind of like done with this video at this point. Is this dude really this fucking dumb? Like, honestly, bro. Like, are you really trying to act like Microsoft is the first company to ever try and pull this shit? Literally, every single PlayStation exclusive exists for this sole purpose. It is to force you to buy a PlayStation console. Same with Nintendo games. It is to force you to buy a Nintendo Switch or whatever Nintendo console was out at the time. Microsoft doing this is nothing new. In fact, you could argue that Microsoft is doing this in the best way possible because you can still go and buy these games on a different platform. Other than the Xbox, you can at least go and buy these games on PC, which is a really big plus versus, you know, Sony and Nintendo. But, you know, this motherfucker's acting like Microsoft just invented this shit on the spot. They're like, yeah, how can we fuck over as many people as possible? I know. Let's use exclusive games to sell fucking video game hardware. That's definitely something that's never been done before.
And not only that, they are forcing their freaking Game Pass. That is actually a really good deal. A really good deal.
I'm sorry, like, this video is so fucking sad at this point. He literally goes, oh, they're forcing their Game Pass, which, no, you're not being forced to buy Game Pass. It's completely optional. Honestly, if you have a PC or an Xbox and you don't have Game Pass, you're kind of fucking playing yourself, but you don't have to buy it. But then this motherfucker says, like, oh, they're forcing me to buy it, but it's actually a really great deal. Like, Jesus Christ, you cannot make this shit up. This video just keeps getting better and better, dude.
And there are now 15 million Game Pass subscribers. This is literally the future of gaming. And to be honest, I see it become reality a lot faster than most people anticipate. Just imagine in 5 or 7 years where Game Pass subscriptions have reached 30, 40, or maybe 50 million subscribers. Do you really think Microsoft is going to make a console when they can release their Game Pass on everything, even probably televisions at that point in time?
I mean, I have to say, I do kind of agree with him here. I definitely think cloud-based streaming is going to be the future of gaming in like 10 to 20 years, 100%. But I do think there's always going to be the demand for dedicated hardware, and I do think there will be another console generation after the one we're about to enter with the PS5 and Xbox Series X at least. And I feel like the traditional idea of a console generation is basically dead at this point. I feel like the companies are just going to continuously upgrade the consoles. Like every 2 or 3 years, they'll release a newer version with like a better GPU and CPU, and that's about it, man. Because, you know, Microsoft's already basically done with generations, but I just think it's really funny. Like, he's literally describing what he thinks is going to be the future of video games and saying, yeah, this is what Microsoft is doing, and then decides to make this fucking video getting pissy about it. Like, dude, you are literally saying this is the future of video games, and you don't understand why Microsoft is taking steps to ensure that they have a place in that future. I mean, something is not clicking in his mind, bro. Like, he's describing one thing, it's saying, oh, this is the future of games, and then saying, well, Microsoft is bad for trying to embrace this future. Like, what the fuck?
They can release it everywhere, and to be honest, other companies will do the same thing. Sony is also having a PlayStation Now. A lot of other companies are gonna look at Microsoft, they're gonna look at the Game Pass, and they're like, we can do that too. We can do this also. We can make money out of this. You see that with Netflix, and then Disney makes it the same thing. They're like, hey, what Netflix does, we can do that, and we have some huge ass IPs because we're Disney. We're gonna fuck up. We're gonna fuck up Netflix. And we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do our own shit.
I mean, it's literally like he's describing, yeah, this is what the video game industry is gonna become. This is why Microsoft is doing what they're doing. But, you know, it's bad because Microsoft is doing it. Sony and Nintendo have earned the right to do it, man. Microsoft should just let the entire video game industry pass them by because other companies are more deserving of the spot they've created for themselves. It's absolutely retarded to me, man. Like, honestly, this is so sad. Like, this dude is literally describing why Microsoft is doing everything that they're doing and why they're basically doing everything right at the moment, but then saying because they're Microsoft, they shouldn't have the right to be able to do this shit. Like, you literally cannot make this shit up, dude.
And then as a consumer, you have like 200 euros in subscriptions every month because Capcom, Square Enix, Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, Ubisoft, EA, I don't give a shit who else. There are so many companies out there who all wants you to subscribe to their channel in hoping that one or two of their games will actually be fucking good.
I mean, maybe I'm not interpreting this the right way, but it's almost like he's advocating for a company like Microsoft to come in and buy all these big publishers so we don't have to live in a reality to where, you know, we have to pay $200 a month to sign up for all these subscription services. Instead, we could sign up for like an Xbox Game Pass that, you know, went out and bought all these different publishers and developers, combined them under one product offering, and you just pay one flat fee and you get access to all the video games. Like, it's almost like he's advocating for that type of shit. But at the beginning of this video, he was talking shit about a big company coming in and buying all the different video game studios. But it's almost like he's talking about that he wants that shit to happen so he doesn't have to pay for a bunch of individual memberships, dude. The mixed messaging in this video is all over the fucking place.
So I think this is a fucking dick move by Microsoft. I may be a huge ass fanboy. I don't give a shit.
Damn, bro, I never would have guessed that one. But yeah, man, that's basically the end of this video. I don't know, dude. This was something for sure. I don't know. This is definitely one of the more interesting videos that I've watched recently. This dude's all over the place. There is definitely some big-brained logic at play here, but overall, dude, I don't even know. I guess the key takeaway here is Microsoft is bad. They have not earned the right to buy studios like Sony and Nintendo have. So, you know, Microsoft, get to work on that. I think you should hand over Bethesda to Sony out of goodwill, dude. You need to build up your name from your own internal studios, not go out and purchase extremely valuable and highly profitable studios like Bethesda. So, you know, get your shit together, Microsoft. But anyway, you know, that is going to do it for this video today, guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure to drop a like on it. I would greatly appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the support recently. Like, this channel has been doing fucking insane, bro. Like, honestly, it's been crazy. This month has been really good. Even with me being in college and my college classes being complete fucking shit, it's been a really great time, and honestly, this has been a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for all the support. It really does mean a lot. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, guys, with that said, I will catch you guys next time.